Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for another edition of NASCAR 06 Total Team Control on the channel tonight. It is race number 12 of 25 for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and this is going to be an interesting one today because we are at another mile and a half at the Kansas Speedway for the running of the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250. Ron Hornaday comes into today's race 10th in the point standings. Of course, that is who we are racing as for this Truck Series season. Virtue of you folks, the fans in the community tab, voted a while back, a couple months ago when we started the NASCAR 06 gameplay, and we've come to about the halfway point of the Truck Series season with things definitely heating up. It's going to be interesting to see what will come of tonight's 250-mile, 167-lap race. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we get into tonight's full race live stream with a realistic commentary once again tonight, NASCAR Video Game Edition. No real race commentary this weekend, unfortunately. Obviously, I was at work. For those of you that don't know, my full-time job, I work on Saturdays, except for when I am traveling out to go to specific racetracks. I am traveling to Mid-Ohio tomorrow afternoon, so no official Mike Whitty. Welcome to the stream. I don't know, I don't know who that is. That is not my grandpa. I can guarantee you that. He does not have internet. Welcome to the stream. Wade Selensky, Patrick Shadley, Furfur Express. Welcome to the stream as well. Let's see if we can get tonight's win under Ron Hornaday's belt. Coming in off the 9th place finish in the last race at the Milwaukee Mile. Had a good race. Probably had a top 5, maybe a shot at the win robbed from him late. But we'll see if he can keep the truck clean today and get another good finish. Alrighty. Here we go. No practice or qualifying, so I'm starting from the back in tonight's race. Green flag is going to be in the air. It'll be points leader Ricky Craven on the pole, leading the field to the green today at Kansas. Already fanning out 2 and 3 wide on the back straightaway. No surprise there. It's Kansas Speedway, one of the more narrow mile and a halves on the circuit. Hornaday ran the outside all the way through turns 3 and 4. And they are still fanning out 3 by 3 into turns 1 and 2. Ethan, welcome into the stream. Hornaday closing in on the back of the pack up ahead. Craven led lap 1 from the pole as well. Big run off turn 4 for Hornaday. Going to get to the inside of the 153 truck through the tri-oval. He's got a teammate, Kevin Harvick, in the 92 on the outside as well. Team orders will allow for Hornaday to get by him. Hornaday sliding to the outside lane off the exit of turn 2. Trying to get back down towards the bottom if he can. Fighting for it, he will get there. He's going to overdrive turns 3 and 4 and go right back up the track again. Getting crowded by the 92 of Harvick. He gave him zero room. There's no contact between the two trucks, but Harvick is very close to the wall himself, and now he's in the wall on the front stretch. Kevin Harvick all over the place right now. Should Gregson be suspended? I did see highlights from the Xfinity race earlier. That's all I got to see. I didn't get to catch any of the race live with being at work. And I saw the big one, essentially, through the kink at Road America, and Gregson definitely caused the big accident, turning the 45. Man, who was Sage Karam? Sage Karam was in the 45 this weekend. Turned him right in the middle of the straightaway, and definitely caused a dangerous accident at that. But I don't think he should be suspended. I think people. It was definitely a dangerous situation. But this is just where drivers need to start holding themselves, and drivers need to start holding other drivers accountable. Because the last thing you want is NASCAR to step in something like this. Because if they step in, then they're going to have to step in with every incident. They can't just pick and choose which ones they step in on. So the boys have at it, I guess, rule in a sense that we have now is basically where the drivers have to govern themselves. They need to be wiser when making their own decisions. And if they're not, and it gets out of hand on a consistent basis, that's where NASCAR is going to step in. You hate to have it come to that. NASCAR wants the drivers to police themselves. They're not doing a great job of it. And that's where, if NASCAR steps in, I don't blame them for it. But I think the fans better be careful what they ask for, because they're probably going to be seeing some, maybe egregious penalties down the line, going for things we've seen in the past, because they're forced to police the drivers, because the drivers are not policing themselves. A lot of that has to go with the wrecks on the super speedways we've been seeing lately as well. Big moment there for the 6 truck. Ron Hornaday caught the left rear corner panel of the 153 truck. He was getting a little tight corner after corner, drifting up to the outside, and that time he caught the left rear corner panel of the truck above him. And right back into last place again is Hornaday. We stayed caution-free as no yellow came out there, despite the fact the 6 truck was all the way sideways. On the outside was the 6 of Hornaday. I thought the 92 was going to try to turn the 6 for a second. Midway down the straightaway, he just started hanging to left. Right on the right rear corner panel of Hornaday, but didn't get into him. Kind of similar to the setup at the end of the race at Milwaukee in the Truck Series. Yeah, Hornaday's very tight. As he scrapes the wall again through turns 1 and 2. No Torres, welcome to the stream. Saying do it for Dale. Not tonight. Ten laps in, only 1 spot gained from the start for Hornaday. Dealing with a very, very tight race truck. Feels as if it's only getting tighter and tighter and tighter as this race goes on and this opening green flag run goes on. I'd have to imagine it's going to be a 2 pit stop race today. Not sure when exactly those stops are going to come, but I would expect 2 pit stops. See it either. Did he cause it, Gregson? Yeah, Gregson caused the accident. I mean, he basically hooked Kara right in the middle of the straightaway. The whole field behind him. Big dive for Hornaday, slides up the track, but he's going to clear the truck on his outside. Mark DeMars, welcome into the stream. Mostly single file towards the back of the pack now after it started 2 and 3 wide through most of the field. Usually tight race trucks are not quick, but when Hornaday is able to keep from the truck sliding way up the racetrack, which is very infrequently, it's really fast. But there he goes up the hill again in turns 1 and 2. The more trucks he has in front of him, that's only going to push dirty air on the front of the 6 truck. It's just going to make it even that much more tighter. Plus, as the tires get older as well, I assume he's probably burning up the right front quite a bit. Hornaday down to the apron through the tri-oval. Second time he's going to make this move today. He'll be side by side on the inside into turn 1. And he'll complete the pass for 31st. We didn't have any issues with that last night. 117 truck right in front of Ron Hornaday right now. That is a rival of the 6. And he'll take a swing at him. Into the wall goes the 117. Great job by Hornaday keeping his truck off the wall. And we continue to stay caution-free. Holy cow. That was right on corner entry into turn 1, too. I'm surprised I didn't just T-bone the 6 truck into the outside wall. And he's right back up to 30th again. Especially with how tight the truck is right now. That angle going into turn 1. Great job by the 6. Keeping it off of other race trucks, and again, keeping it off the wall as well. Good arc through turns 3 and 4. He's got a big run off the exit of the corner. It definitely seems like Hornaday's best spot on the racetrack is right off the exit of turn 4. He's really able to get the power down pretty good. It definitely seems as if the tighter area or the tighter corner of the 2 on the track is definitely turns 1 and 2 for the 6. A little bit higher speed on entry into that corner than turn 3. It's a little bit wider arc. You would think being loose would probably be the problem in that corner, not being tight. Pretty good that time. Your aunt gave you her old game systems. That's pretty cool. Which ones do you end up getting? Well, Larson didn't end up winning the race, so Ty Gibbs ended up winning earlier's race. I don't know what you might have mentioned about Larson earlier, but I mean, Gibbs was already locked into the playoffs, but he gets more playoff points. Xbox 360, PS3. Hopefully, you got some good games to go with it. Find a way to get some. That was a big dive into turn 1, a little too much for Hornaday. Straight up the hill he goes. Maybe in danger of losing a spot. 119 truck gets underneath him, but again, a good drive off for Hornaday. I will say the 6 truck's got a lot of straightaway speed in it. He might be tight in the corners, but he can get the power down off the exit of the corners. The 6 truck seems to be at its best right then and there. It's definitely going to be a slow climb through the field. Craven finished outside the top 10 at Milwaukee. Did not have a great day. He was running in second after a great qualifying effort early on before a spin at lap 13 off the exit of turn 4 had him T-boned into the inside wall head on and ended up racing with significant damage the rest of the way. A lot for Hornaday to close that gap just a little bit with his 9th place finish, plus leading some laps in the race as well. Big block by the 107 on the 6 of Hornaday, and Hornaday will let him go into turn 1. It was definitely not the 6 truck's fault. He had the positioning. Just a bad block made by the truck in front of him. Wasn't even in front of him though either. Saw some sparks flying in the middle of turns 3 and 4. No major stack up off the exit of the corner. 25 laps in, caution free, despite the fact that we've seen significant contact between a couple of these drivers already in the early going. They really tight through 1 and 2 up near the marbles on the outside, but keeps it off the wall. Good run off the exit of the corner and down the back straightaway. Carrying a lot of speed on corner entry into turns 3 and 4, but not as much as the 121 car, who will make the pass on Hornaday on the bottom of the racetrack. Hornaday with a great surge of momentum back. He'll take it 3 wide into turn 1. This is a tight squeeze. Impressive move, though, for Hornaday. Clears them both off the exit of turn 2. To 26th. Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we actually just talked about it, Tyler. I didn't see it happen live. I didn't get to catch any of the race today, but I watched the highlights on YouTube when I got home from the golf course about an hour ago. Definitely a couple big hits in that. Hopefully everybody's alright. I know Brandon Brown was a little wounded getting out of the car. Hopefully it was just the wind knocked out of him. I definitely think they're going to have to loosen this race truck up just a little bit. Hoping maybe as the tires get older that it'll start to loosen up on its own as the air pressure builds up throughout the course of the run. We're 28 laps in, that hasn't really happened yet. That's why he has only gained 11 spots from the start of the race. Risky pay though, no practice or qualifying. You're starting at the rear. It's an uphill climb to say the least. At least this track is easier to pass than what it was at Milwaukee in the last Truck Series race. I did see that accident too. With 2 to go and Larson ended up losing the lead on the overtime restart to Gibbs. It wasn't even initially on the restart either. Gibbs got around him on the final lap in turn 2. Held with him. Just forced him into a mistake. Then held him off. Amazing how bunched together the cars, trucks rather, have been outside the top 10 so far. Hornaday with a run on the back straightaway. The 164 truck going down low, trying to squeeze Hornaday. Thought about throwing the block, but couldn't quite get underneath in time. Hornaday going to have to give up that space in turns 3 and 4. And he'll try to get a run again. Down to the apron there briefly. Taking a bit of a shortcut. And again, trying to build a little bit more momentum up. On the back straightaway. Again to the inside of the 164, who tries to crowd him into turn 3. Hornaday gets underneath him, but he drives it in so flat into the corner on entry, due to the 164 truck being where he's at, that Hornaday can't actually stay underneath him. Down to the apron that time. Again goes Hornaday, but can't get underneath the 164 and be able to make a pass. Major block on the back stretch. Hornaday down on the apron into the corner. He's definitely lifting out of the way to make sure they're going to make it in with no contact. One truck in the wall off turn 4 in the 153. Nathan Elliott and Oscar Ramirez Herrera, welcome to the stream. Six truck of Hornaday on the inside of the 153. Middle of the corner, Hornaday sliding up. Clear off turn 4, and I think the 153 got in the wall again off turn 4 for the second straight lap. This time Hornaday is able to clear him for the 24th place position. The hard truck to pass is at 164 though up ahead. Again, it should be a two-stop race today. At least I thought going into the race it was going to be. Still not even halfway on fuel, and it's only lap 35. And still caution-free nonetheless as well, 36 laps in. Hornaday in the wall in turns 1 and 2 and can't get off of it either. If you're just tuning in for the first time, the 6 truck has been very, very tight from the get-go, especially in dirty air. And up into the wall he went that time, and once he got into it, he just couldn't turn off of it. All the way through the corner, he was in the wall. Nice to Monkey 92 Hammer, welcome to the stream. Dark Crypto, welcome to the stream as well. Ricky Craven's led every lap so far in this race. Trying to have a bounce back performance tonight. So far that is the case. Still 130 laps to go though. Plenty of time in this one of the longer truck races of the season. With this being 250 miles. Again, Hornaday closing on the 153. Passed him once before. He's going to try to pass him again. And he is definitely underneath them on the back straightaway, and will look to make the pass in turns 3 and 4. Hooking the white line all the way through the corner, and clear with a clean pass. A little bit of clean air on the nose of the 6 again. 6 seconds off the race lead from the 99 truck. One truck has blown an engine, will pull to the apron in the middle of the tri-oval and down into 1 and 2. One of the fantasy drivers. That'll be a position for Hornaday. He's up to 23rd. Race high in the early going. It kind of has the same feelings of the way the Michigan race went for Hornaday, only in that race he wasn't too tight. He was just slow. This one he has straightaway speed. He's given up so much time in the middle of the corner just because he can't get on the gas when he wants to, especially as his run carries on. He's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Debating on when that first stop is going to end up being made, because there's a very good chance Hornaday's going to want a short pit. It's risky if a caution comes out and you get trapped a lap down. But he really does not like the handling of this truck. Halfway on fuel at lap 40. So it should be a two-stop race, which we kind of imagined it was going to be. A two-stop race. About 7 laps shy on fuel to make it a one-stopper. Hornaday will pit this time. Going to split this opening run in half. Off turn 4, it'll be 4 tires and fuel. With no practice, he couldn't practice his green flag pit stop, but he'll get down no problem whatsoever. Going to take the full round of wedge out of the race truck. No other adjustments. 4 tires and fuel for Hornaday. Brian Rodriguez, welcome to the stream. Opinion on the Xfinity Series race at Road America. I don't really have one because I was not able to watch it. I was at work today. The only time I can catch any Xfinity or truck races is if they're at night, really. Either that or if I'm, traveling. Even when I'm traveling, most of the time I'm on the road when the race is going on. I saw the highlights of it. But, I mean, unless you watch the full race, it's kind of hard to tell exactly, you know, if it was a good race or not, or what the full expectations should be. Definitely some hard crashes in there. Hopefully everybody is okay. We have a new leader, middle of the 6's pit stop. The 18 truck of Chase Montgomery has taken the race lead away from pole sitter Ricky Craven, who led the first 40 laps of today's race. Hornaday a lap down right now. Really hoping that this setup change is going to be the right way to go. He was 6 seconds off the lead when he pit, and he was in the 23rd place position at lap 40. The rest of the field probably not going to pit till about another 40 laps or so. Really low exit to turn 4 for the 6 of Hornaday. He's trying to get underneath the 17 truck, or the 117 rather, who is a rival of his. And the 117 already tried to take a swing at Hornaday earlier in the race. And I'm sure he may try to do that again. Down the back straightaway, he definitely did. Shot the 6 car all the way down into the grass with the left side tires on the back straightaway. And he is not making this easy for Hornaday to pass him today. Hornaday does not need a caution being a lap down right now. And he also wants to get going on these fresher tires too. Looks low on the inside through turns 1 and 2 again. Again, gonna have a swing taken at him. And he finally is going to get around the 117. That's another time that has happened. Throw a big block into turns 3 and 4. Trying to make sure he's going to hold clear. Off the exit of turn 4, he is still clear. Middle of the tri-oval. He might try to turn him if he gets a shot. I mean, he's already tried to a couple times. Just in the last couple laps alone. And finally, Hornaday's able to get around him and pull away. Lap and a half exactly behind the race leader of Chase Montgomery currently. The idea, cycle through the pit stops, and hopefully Hornaday can get to the lead and just try to manage it from there. I will say the setup is a little on the edgier side, taking that half round of wedge out of it, which I imagine it was going to be. It's a lot better in the corners, but the tri-oval, it feels really, really light. Loose is fast if he can hang on to it. And right now, Hornaday's trying to do his best attempt at trying to hang on to it. We'll alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race tonight at the Kansas Speedway. I'm also scared that on the long run it's going to be too loose. I wonder if the dirty air is going to tighten the race truck up just a little bit as well. Perhaps it may. Cheetos Cup Series, welcome to the stream. Lap 50 in this race. Caution free so far. There's a way Hornaday could get track position. He might put the original setup back in the car. It feels almost a little too edgy right now. I mean, honestly, right now it's about perfect, but it's too edgy too early in the run with such fresh tires that I'm worried on the long run it's just going to be way out of shape and way out of control. Especially in the middle of the corners. It doesn't really feel as if the 6 truck of Hornaday is really closing in on Chase Montgomery all that much. A little bit of contact off the exit of turn 4 with the trucks up in front of Hornaday. A lot of you guys talked about the Xfinity race earlier. I'm sure many of you watched it. Back to the far chase cam for now. Hornaday trying to get around some of the trucks at the tail end in the lead lap. And Hornaday's a lap down at 34th because he had short pitted. First truck to hit pit road during green flag stops at lap 40. Nobody else has pitted yet. Got a contact getting into turns 3 and 4 with the truck up in front of him. Made the pass though. Slowly making moves. Try to side draft the 123 on the back straightaway now. Big dive into turns 1 and 2. One truck left the bottom lane way open as well. That was the 119. Hornaday grips the bottom all the way through the corner. And he's got a little bit of clean air in front of him again. He's trying to make up as much time as he can on 4 fresh tires. I guess Hornaday would only have to make up 6 seconds over Montgomery during the course of this run. Hooking the white line through 3 and 4. He's definitely been flirting with it all race long. Trying to desperately hit his marks. He's gone down to the apron over a handful of times in the middle of the tri-oval to make passes as well. Reagan Fan 6, welcome to the stream. Terrible luck, 34th. I short pitted. I was in 23rd. But I felt like I was stuck in traffic with the setup of the truck. It was way too tight at the start of the race, so I chose to short pit. And with that being the case, Hornaday has fresher tires than the rest of the field right now and is just trying to gain some track position if it stays green long enough, essentially. The rest of the field will pit before lap 80, I'd have to imagine, or at least around lap 80 would be as far as they can go. It's just shy of the halfway mark. And everybody would be about 7 laps shy on fuel to the end from the way this race started to be able to make it on 1 stop. So it will be a 2-stop race today. Hornaday with a really wide arc through turns 1 and 2, actually runs more of the middle to upper groove that time. It's one of the trucks that was blocking him quite a bit and his way up through the field earlier. He's getting blocked again all over the place. Straightaway, mid-corner, front stretch, doesn't matter. He's underneath the 107 into turn 1. I mean, how is Hornaday supposed to hit his marks? Great save by the 6 of Ron Hornaday. I don't know how he kept the car off the wall, but he did a phenomenal job of saving it. He had half of his truck down on the apron on corner entry into turn 1. He's going to have to try and run down the 107 again. Take our first field pass of the race for right now, and we'll see exactly where Kevin Harvick in the 92 truck is running in the field, and currently he is 33rd, last truck on the lead lap. 26 seconds off the lead. And not as bad luck as Kevin Harvick this season as well. Only 2 top 10s in 11 races. I wonder where the other 2 Kevin Harvick Incorporated trucks of John Hamilton 133 are at in the field right now as well. We've had 1 caution-free truck race, and it was on 1.5 miles at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Will drive as the 133 now. Seems like he is towards the front of the field, currently in 6th. And only 3.5 seconds off the race leader, Chase Montgomery. They have a chance to get around the truck in front of him for 5th. Big run, low exit. Even on relatively old tires for the rest of the field right now. Outside of Hornaday, it seems like the other Kevin Harvick Incorporated truck's handling a lot better. Even Harvick, who is pretty off the pace in this race, all things considered. Nice clean pass though for the 133 as he gets around Shigeki Hattori for 5th. Cleared him through 3 and 4. There's a little bit of smoke in turns 3 and 4, but no caution that last lap, which is good for Hornaday. He did not want to be trapped a lap down in the middle of green flag pit stops. And the 133 truck only 2.9 seconds off the lead now. We'll see where John Hamilton in the 120 is running. And right now he is in 2nd place. And right in line behind the 18 truck of Chase Montgomery, Hamilton looking for the lead on the back straightaway. Big dive into turns 3 and 4. Got it to stick. Good exit to the corner. Montgomery trying to block top to bottom. Back to the top. Back to the bottom. I think Hamilton might be a little bit quicker. Tristan Heidenkamp, welcome into the stream. 120 to the inside, down the back straightaway. For the lead into turn 3, side by side. Hooking the white line. Can't quite stay underneath the 18 of Montgomery, though. Montgomery's clear off turn 4. Again, though, with a run. Big block by the 18. Clear for the time being. Hamilton with a nudge. Got him up out of the groove. Didn't appreciate the block on the front stretch, side by side into turn 3. And John Hamilton will be clear off turn 4. Slides up in front of the race leader, Chase Montgomery. 5 bonus points for John Hamilton. He will be the 3rd different leader in today's race. And one of the Kevin Harvick Incorporated trucks of Kevin Harvick himself is now on pit road. And Hornaday has lost a lot of time during that field swap. And now the 117 truck has gotten back around him again. I think Kevin Harvick might have blown an engine because it seems a little early to hit pit road. He has not made his way off yet. And actually, it's not Hamilton. It's the 133 truck who we were just driving as and made his way up to 5th, who has blown an engine. So again, that gives Hornaday another spot. Hornaday side drafting the 117. 117 truck does not take a swing at Hornaday. That time he's in the wall off turn 4. What am I doing on the 4th? Well, I plan on streaming. Outside of that, I'm not entirely sure. I'd like to go to the Tigers game. They play Cleveland at 1 o'clock in Detroit. I haven't been to a baseball game yet this year. That'd be pretty cool. Even though the Tigers have been pretty bad this year. Keep a streak alive of at least seeing him play once in person throughout the course of the season. I think it'd be like 7 or 8 years in a row. Last year I didn't go to Detroit though. And I'm not counting 2020 because they didn't play with fans that year. That broke a streak, but that wasn't my fault. It sounds like one of the trucks who had blown an engine earlier is going to make his way back out onto the track. That would be the 105. By the way, Chase Montgomery was able to get back by the 120 truck of John Hamilton. So we swapped right back to using Ron Hornaday again. Final time we'll alternate through the different camera angles in tonight's race. We are going to be seeing the rest of these green flag pit stops very shortly. Still no caution. How far am I from Ford Field? About an hour. From Detroit, I'm about an hour and 15 minutes south. And Comerica Park's right next to it. It usually takes me about an hour and 15 minutes to get there. Maybe a little bit closer to Detroit, but at least where downtown is, at least where the stadiums are and stuff, it takes me an hour and 15 minutes from my house to get there. It's not too bad of a drive at all. Definitely seems like Hornaday's truck's tightening up over the course of the longer run. He's feeling more and more confident with his race truck. He's probably going to want to stay out of the pits as long as he possibly can. Getting blocked by another truck right now. It turns 1 and 2. Looks like he'll make the pass. All clear. Doesn't move up yet. Still ran a half a lane off the top, maybe a little more than that. Caused for a little bit of a sharp angle into turn 3. And a big block in the tri-oval to keep that truck behind him. Oh, you're going to Ford Field on Thanksgiving, seeing the Lions play. Who do the Lions play on Thanksgiving next year? I have zero clue. A 105 truck who's very slow is on the outside lane right now. Oh, well, we got some trucks pitting, and some of them are power sliding into the pits. There was some smoke off turn 4. No accident, luckily. And we continue to stay green. Hornaday definitely does not need to see a caution in the middle of green flag pit stops at all. Majorly low exit to turn 2 for the 6 of Hornaday. Into turns 3 and 4, drove it in really deep, really flat, sliding up, 3 wide through most of the corner. And Hornaday is clear. That was an aggressive move, but it seemed to have paid off. These guys can make it halfway into this race, and they can actually stretch this race on one stop. Hornaday pitted so early, he's not going to be able to do that. He wasn't really pacing well to be able to do that anyway. But Daniel Sawyer, welcome to the stream. Yep, SRX racing tonight. No clue where they're at. I think they're at the I-55 Speedway, actually. First dirt race. The SRX this year. Lions and Buffalo. Bills are pretty good the last few years. That'll be fun to watch them play. A lot of smoke off turn 4 again. We've been seeing some drivers power slide to get into the pits lately. Kevin Harvick is in now. We'll stick with the far chase cam for the rest of this race. Not all the leaders have pit yet. And it is going to be lap 83 for Chase Montgomery in the 18 truck. Can he make it on one stop today? SRX is at Stafford tonight? I thought they were going to a dirt track this weekend at I-55. Maybe I was wrong. Goes to show I don't really know their schedule this year. Crazy how much smoke there is off turn 4. Lap after lap with these cars trying to get on and trying not to speed. Halfway through the fuel run right now for Hornaday. Looks like you guys are doubling down in the chat on them being at Stafford tonight. Strange they're running all the asphalt races towards the beginning of the schedule then. So I think it's only 6 races again this year. Hornaday's up to 25th. He was in 23rd when he first hit pit road. And he was 6 seconds off the lead. And I doubt he is going to be that close to the leader, Chase Montgomery. Even if Montgomery cycles out with the lead, he's on pit road right now. And we are about halfway through today's race. In fact, just past halfway now. 123 truck in the lead. Still hasn't pit. Hornaday in 24th. Hornaday's desperately going to need a caution at some point before he pits again. Knowing how far that some of these drivers are going to be able to take it to the end of the race, in fact, some of them might be able to make it in just the one stop, he is going to need to yellow at some point. Slow truck on the track. Down the back straightaway. First it was through turns 1 and 2. Giving Hornaday a massive run into turns 3 and 4, down to the bottom, 3 wide. Trying to make a pass for position, a big slide job off the exit of the corner, clear for 23rd. And though still not everybody has hit pit road, at least one truck still on the track. It is about time for tonight's trivia question. Hornaday on the outside through turns 1 and 2. Big cut to the bottom. The 164 was probably the truck that raced him the hardest earlier. At least without making contact with him. The 117 tried to flat out turn him a couple times. Hornaday on the apron through 3 and 4 to make the pass. I'm surprised he stuck the corner as well as he did. And in fact, the 164 was the one who didn't stick the corner as he had clipped the wall off turn 4. So I will say Hornaday's made his truck a little bit better, but he's still quite a ways off the lead. Runs the outside through turns 1 and 2. Looking for a run again, back towards the bottom into 3. Not going to be able to make the pass. I'll pause it right now and try to find tonight's trivia question for you guys in the chat. Try to find a Kansas track fact. I will say Hornaday's just lacking speed tonight. Overall, for the most part. Let's try to find a truck series stat. Oh, pretty plain and simple stat here. Who's the only driver to start outside the top 10 and win a truck series race at Kansas? That's tonight's trivia question. Pretty easy to find. So that is tonight's trivia question. Who's the only driver to win a Truck Series race at Kansas starting outside the top 10? Question will be answered at lap 100 if you guys do not get it before then, and at lap 95 there will be a hint. 123 truck is on pit road. That'll be another spot for Hornaday. It should move him up to 21st. The position's up for grabs right in front of him as well. Hornaday hard through the middle of the corner. Big run. Oh, got blocked out of the way. Makes the pass. He's up to 20th now, getting around the car on pit road. The 120 truck has cycled to the lead. Slides up a little contact with the back of Chad Chafin. Hornaday 15 seconds off the lead right now. His teammate John Hamilton. Oh, big moment off turn 4. Hornaday got into the back of the 109 and nearly turned him. Outsider, welcome to the stream. Kyle Busch is not the answer to tonight's trivia question. Clean air in front of Hornaday again for the time being. He's probably only going to be able to go about 30 more laps on fuel. So he is in dire need of a caution before he pits. Or he's likely going to end up being a lap down the rest of this race. A caution-free race, again, was at Charlotte earlier this season, which was 1.5 miles, but that was only a 50% race. That is also the only caution-free race that we have had on the channel on NASCAR 06 in general. Hornaday is running faster than the leaders right now. His truck on this extremely long run, again, is just getting quicker and quicker and quicker, at least when he's in clean air. Traffic, no matter what his setup is, seems to be really, really tight. Gone wide open all the way through 3 and 4 that time and held the bottom all the way through. Kyle Busch is not the answer to the trivia question. Seems like you guys are waiting for the hint down in the chat. And who's the only driver to win a Truck Series race at Kansas starting outside the top 10? He passed on the outside for Hornaday around the 105 truck, who was very, very slow on the racetrack, down a cylinder after blowing an engine earlier and making his way back out onto the track. Hornaday had a caution when he needed one at Milwaukee in the last race, got a top 10, because he wasn't going to make it on field to the finish. He's not Ross Chastain. The hint to tonight's trivia question is it is a former Truck Series champion. So which former Truck Series champion is the only driver to win a Truck Series race at the Kansas Speedway starting outside the top 10? The driver actually started in 12th in their respective Kansas race. Kind of realize this is the first time Hornaday's been in the top half of the field the entire race today, too, in the 18th place position. Byron never won the Truck Series championship. He actually missed the championship for the one season he did run full-time in the Truck Series, despite winning 6 races. 5 or 6. I think he had 6. Side by side in front of Hornaday, off turn 4 through the tri-oval, and as they side draft each other, Hornaday's got a big run coming. Close quarters racing into turns 1 and 2. They're running each other a little bit wide. Hornaday's there. Underneath one of them into turn 3. And he'll complete the pass for 17th. Truck behind him in the wall. Off the exit of turn 4 as well. Ron Hornaday is not the answer either. Let's have one more lap to try and figure out tonight's trivia question. Which former Truck Series champion is the only driver in Truck Series history to start outside the top 10 and win at Kansas? It is not Brett Moffitt. It's a good guess. Good guess, Naka. Lap 100 still caution free. And I don't see anybody answering the question right. You guys have another half a lap. It is not Bodine. Any of the Bodines. Todd, the only Truck Series champion, though. Hornaday with a little bit of a side draft. On the bottom of the truck going into turns 1 and 2. Hits his marks again. And he'll make a pass for 16th cleanly. 10.4 seconds off the lead is Hornaday. Still closing on the leaders right now, and he has about 20 laps, give or take. Not Mike Skinner, says Dylan Smith in the chat. So tonight's trivia question, the only Truck Series driver, nobody had gotten it, the only Truck Series driver to start outside the top 10 and win a truck race at Kansas, also is a former Truck Series champion. It was back in 2017, not that long ago, Matt Crafton. In 2017, the only Truck Series champion to win starting outside the top 10 at Kansas. Started 12th. Nobody has started outside the top 12 and has won a Kansas truck race. Big run right now in the tri-oval. Hornaday trapping a couple trucks on the outside behind the 105 truck, who was down a cylinder and slow, and Hornaday's up to 14th in the number 6. And he's not that far behind the 13th place truck, who's right in front of him. And also just kind of missed the bottom. It squeezes Hornaday on the bottom and nearly wipes the 6 out, who power slides off the exit of turn 4 to keep his truck straight. It was a big moment for Hornaday. Now he overdrives 1 and 2. Almost up into the wall. Squeezing the 178 truck. All that momentum was lost for Hornaday, and he lost the bottom with it. Hornaday held his line all the way through turns 3 and 4. Truck that was on the outside crowded him and made the contact. Hornaday clear with a block into turn 1. It's underneath the 110 truck again. That time he'll clear him and make the pass. Deep dive into turn 3 for the 6 of Hornaday. Rolls the bottom. Clear. Race high 13th place position off turn 4. 10.5 seconds. Well, more than off the lead. 60 laps to go for Chase Montgomery in the 18 truck this time by, looking for his second Truck Series win this season. And Hornaday hoping for a caution. Obviously, ideally before he pits. Which I don't think is going to happen. The way things have played right now, which is so far caution-free. No yellows at all in tonight's race. I just have to say, for whatever reason, between Milwaukee and then tonight at Kansas as well, Hornaday does not have as much fuel in his truck for a full fuel tank compared to the rest of the field. And that doesn't make any sense considering the fact it's not like he's light years faster than everybody else. In fact, he isn't even the fastest truck in both races. That's what really doesn't make any sense. Because a lot of the field is going to be able to make it on fuel in just one stop. And I don't know how they were going to be able to do that. Now, I know Hornaday short pitted at lap 40, but he was 7 laps short to the end of the race. That's why he decided to short pit when he did and take the gamble. He's got 1/8 of a tank left right now, and he's probably only going to be able to go about another 10 laps, give or take. So if we're going to get a caution, it's going to have to be quick. No, nobody got the trivia question right. Matt Craftsman was the answer. The question was, who was the only Truck Series driver to start outside the top 10 and win a truck race? And I gave you guys a hint at lap 95, stating that it was a former champion. 2017 was the year, and he started 12th. 9.5 seconds off the lead now. It's the 6 of Hornaday. 105, slow, off turn 4, up on the outside. Trucks getting held up behind him. Hornaday passes 2 trucks for position as well as the 105, and he is up to 11. And if caution comes out now and brings the entire field into the pits, Hornaday would have a shot to win this thing, but that would be literally the only way he'd have a shot. .120 is out in the lead. He's not going to block. Well, they definitely getting loose in the tri-oval. Made for really bad turns 1 and 2. As he struggles for rear grip. Late in this tire stint, just over 70 laps on the tires of the 6 truck. And there's the right rear and the yellow and the tire wear indicator now. Definitely indicating that the truck is losing rear grip, as I just mentioned. Definitely some trucks lap down right now. Hornaday will lose a lap when he pits. Even if he just went fuel only, that would be the case. So he's definitely going to take tires. Seems like he's a little bit quicker than the leaders. This juncture of the run as well. So he might as well just keep the same setup in it. The only way he would have tightened it up potentially is if a caution ends up coming out and everybody pits. Really low exit to turn 4. Truck on the outside of Hornaday is crowding him quite a bit as Hornaday's trying to complete the pass for 10th. Throws a big block and he's saying, "Get off my right rear quarter panel, please." Wanted more room so he can make the corner without risk of wiping out in turns 1 and 2. Just a few more laps of fuel left in the 6 truck as he has cracked the top 10 for the first time tonight. Seen a few near accidents with the AI today, but nothing that has actually caused a caution. Hornaday in a battle for 9th. Great run all the way through turns 1 and 2. Might have a shot to make a pass for position again before he pits in a couple laps. Praying for pit crew error free. That is also true. The only possible thing is that everybody would have to pit to the end of the race, leaving the 6 truck of Ron Hornaday to try to manage that 9.4 second deficit to the leader. But I already know that's not the case. I mean, some drivers took it well past the halfway mark. I think lap 87 is the last truck we saw pit, which means there was only 80 laps to go when they pit. Off turn 4, Hornaday underneath. Not going to be able to make the pass. Hornaday down low on the back straightaway. Just underneath the truck going into turns 3 and 4. And hooks the bottom perfectly. Makes the pass again for position. Only 8 seconds off the lead as Hornaday, lap 120 right now. Just in dire need of a caution. And I just don't think he's getting one. I think Hornaday will pit this time at lap 120. Not going to risk it another lap on fuel. He's on the brakes. Oh my goodness, that truck right behind him ducked to the inside at the last second. Hornaday is in. It'll be 4 tires and fuel at the end of the race. And no other adjustments on the 6 truck. Took that run as far as he could, 80 laps. That's all he has in the tank to be able to make it on fuel. Second and final stop of the day for the 6 of Hornaday. It's going to put him a lap down again, but this time he is not going to be able to make that lap up unless we get a caution and then a string of yellows where he can maybe race his way back on the lead lap is the only chance he's got of finishing on the lead lap. So caution would still be good if we get one. But obviously getting one now is a little later than what Hornaday would have wanted. 33rd is where the 6 truck runs right now. 13 races to go in the season when the checkered flag flies at the end of this race, and another 46, make that 45 laps now for race leader John Hamilton. He's trying to get, I believe, his 2nd Truck Series win of the season. He also has a Busch win at Darlington on the season in that 120 car/truck for both series. He's the only shining spot. That's going to be a position. Not sure who that was blowing up. I was hoping it was Ricky Craven, but I don't think it was. I say that because Craven's the points leader. And Hornaday needs bailed out big time right now. I will also say that there's a very good chance that we get Catch Harvick to the end of this race because we have him backing up the team orders. And he was pretty slow earlier. So that could be another spot for Hornaday that could get him to 31st. Stephen McPeak, welcome to the stream. Ty Gibbs won the Xfinity race today. I don't know if Larson dominated the race because I haven't been able to check the stat sheet and I didn't get to watch it, but I know Larson was in the lead, and then Cole Custer ended up having a brake failure in turn 5 with 2 laps to go. Brought out an overtime restart after the caution, and Gibbs got around him on a last lap pass in turn 2. Just kept the pressure on Larson, didn't let him pull away, and he was able to make a clean pass in turn 2 on him after Larson overdrove the corner. Kyle couldn't get back around him for the end of the race. Hornet's going to have to find a way to manage fuel better in the Truck Series, because this is the second race in a row and it's pretty much going to cost him. Last night he still got in the last race at Milwaukee, he still got a 9th place finish 2 nights ago. The problem is he got taken out of a shot to win because he had to pit because he was a few laps short on field to the end. Today he would have been 7 short. We would have ran this race all the way to the end on both stints. He only did that on the second one, short pitted the first. Never had a yellow at all. We have less than 40 laps to go right now. Hornaday gets around the 110. Not for position, though. Again, these trucks that he is passing right now are all in the lead lap. Hornaday on much fresher tires than the 110 truck. 110 still keeping up a fight with the 6 of Hornaday. What's up with Kyle and talk about Larson? I mean, he's only won 1 race this year, but he's still very consistent. Top 10 in points. He's just not going out there dominating race after race after race like he was last year. And competing for wins in most of them. Even in the races he didn't win. I love Chase Bank. Maybe he does love Chase Bank. Chase Briscoe? Appreciate you checking out that vlog, R6. I highly recommend any of you guys in the stream tonight, whether you're in the chat or not, to check out the vlog from the dirt track I was at, local dirt track race last week. And there's Hornaday catching and passing the 92 of Kevin Harvick for 31st. One of the lap cars, at least, that he was able to catch and pass. Yeah, that was definitely it was a fun time at the track, but it was unfortunate that he couldn't make it because of the state of his current health. The doctors told him a couple days prior that he shouldn't have went because it was held outside, and it was like 94 degrees of a high temperature when we were there, so they didn't want him outside because he's on oxygen tanks right now. Thought it wasn't going to be easy for him to breathe. But I went up there on stage myself, did my thing, and I thought I was going to have to put together a full speech. I wasn't even sure exactly how it was going to be organized until I got there and we were in the middle of it. So I had a speech prepared. Thanks for putting the link down in the chat as well, R6. 8th best average finish of a 14.4 this season. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's definitely a round of 8 caliber driver, which is not bad by any means. It's just Larson from last year to this year noticeably off. Hendrick Motorsports, though, as a whole, you got to think isn't as fast as what they were last year. I know it started off the season, it didn't seem that way because all 4 drivers had a win in what, like the first 11 races? 3 of them had a win in the first 5, including Byron having a couple very early in the year, but they've definitely quieted down quite a bit outside of Chase Elliott over the last handful of races, and even Lars for that matter, because Lars is still having good runs. But Bowman and Byron, they have definitely slowed their pace up the last 3 or 4 races. Hendrick will show up during the playoffs, so we'll see. I mean, they definitely can. I wouldn't guarantee that. Unless I pick things up between now and then. I mean, there's still 9 races yet before the playoffs, so they definitely have time to find their mojo again. I'll have to see if Hornaday could catch any other trucks for position. It's definitely the fastest truck on the track right now. On his 4 fresh tires. Just 29 laps to go. And he's got his rival in the 117 up ahead. We'll transfer back to the 29 of Kevin Hart. Jeez. Hornaday just had a moment at turns 1 and 2. He's down on the apron. What's going on? The 6 of Ron Hornaday on the apron through turns 1 and 2 following our field pass. I think he has an issue of some sort. I just saw the red X over him. It's not over him anymore. It was over him. Well, that's unfortunate. He's got some catching up to do. Jesse T, welcome to the stream. Widen the arc, entering the corner. Usually I do that, but the reason why I'm holding it so tight around the bottom is because I'm able to actually stick the corner tight around the bottom. I'm not having to lift any extra. When I was super tight earlier in the race, that was definitely the way to go, but after the adjustments I made between now and then after 2 pit stops, truck is free enough where I could actually hold a tight entrance and a tight exit. Still carry quite a bit of mid-corner speed. Not having to bog the car down, hardly lifting at all. Not any more than what I would have even if I arced it. It's hard with this game too because you widen the arc out too much when you're in traffic, and it's so easy for another truck to get underneath you, or car depending on what series you're in. The 117 truck is 4th position. Harvick just got around him for 30th. So if Hornaday could catch back up to these guys, definitely have a shot at least a top 30 finish. Hopefully not great. Get to watch the NASCAR race even though I'll be at the IndyCar race. So I'll be able to get home during the race. It'll kind of be similar to the Coke 600 where I'm just going to have to watch it on the way home. Only I'll be driving because I'll be going to Mid-Ohio myself tomorrow, so I won't be able to actually watch it. I'll just have to listen to it. Listen to the race broadcast on my phone. One more lap and we'll drive as John Hamilton, who is not too far behind race leader Chase Montgomery, considering Montgomery just took the lead away from Hamilton a few laps ago. More trucks Harvick is closing in on. Off the exit of turn 4, he'll go to the bottom 3 wide. And now with John Hamilton in the 120 towards the front of the field. Currently is in second. Oh, into the wall and into the air goes the 120 truck. What was that? That was strange. He's going to have to pit. That's the first caution of the race today. I took the field pass, and as soon as I got into the gas, the truck went up the track. There was no steering available. So it was kind of a polar opposite from what happened to the 25. Or sorry, I don't know why I said the 25, but it was the complete opposite of what happened to Craftsman when I did the latest field pass from him and switched to the 92 of Harvick. I was going to take Hamilton out of a shot to win. And we're going to head to the restart. Green flag back in the air. After a violent hit for John Hamilton. 22 trucks on the lead lap. Hamilton will be the last of those. 18 laps to go in the restart. Had a shot to win. And that's going to cost him. Official Mike Whitty fan page. Oh, there's a major stacked up one truck in the wall. I think the 105 got in the way, and now Hamilton's in the wall again. Can't get off of it. There's trouble off turn 4. They're wrecking. Hornaday's in the middle of it. Hamilton going to the bottom to miss everybody. And he's back inside the top 10. One truck way up the track after entering the corner on the apron. I don't know what's going on back there, but it is mayhem, to say the least. Oh my goodness, what's going on? I lost the chat. Hang on. Gosh darn it. I was trying to get rid of the the bot in the chat, and somehow I closed out. So sorry if you guys lost me there for a quick second. I lost the chat, but hopefully you guys didn't lose me. I think we're back up and running. At least Hamilton's back inside the top 10. I think the 105 truck, who was down a cylinder, had stacked everybody else on that restart. That's why trucks were scattering where they were. Hamilton with a slide job through 1 and 2 completes the pass for 9th. Now in the back straightaway, looking for another pass. And even with the wrecked race car, he's back to 8th place. After restarting 22nd just 2 laps ago. I do have the chat back, luckily. Thanks for taking care of that, Patrick. New leader for the first time today, the 50 truck of Todd Kluver is out in front for Roush Fenway Racing. Saw Craven lead a lot of laps from the pole early in the race. I haven't seen him in a while. Wondering if he is still in. One more lap and then we'll switch back to Hornaday for the rest of this race. Thanks for that comment in the chat, by the way, Wade. Hamilton 2.7 seconds off the lead with 13 laps to go. We'll go back to the 6 of Hornaday the rest of the way. He is in 32nd right now. that was not Hornaday's fault. That was all Terry Cook. Hornaday was there going into turn 1. Cook didn't know he was. There's contact off the exit of the corner as well. A fight for the inside lane. Hornaday just overdrove the corner. Terrible luck in tonight's race for Ron Hornaday. By the way, I will record a predictions video for tomorrow's Cup race at Road America. Means there will be no live stream of the live commentary tomorrow with me being at the IndyCar race at Mid-Ohio. I don't know if Ron Hornaday is going to be able to win the championship after this performance today, unless Ricky Craven had a bad performance himself. Because Ron Hornaday is going to lose a lot of points otherwise. It's 10 laps to go at Kansas. Ran as high as 8th place. But just didn't have the fuel strategy everybody else did. And pretty much that alone trapped him a lap down on top of the caution we saw moments ago. So hoping any one of these trucks he passes from now to the end of the race can beat for position. The leaders are catching up to the 105 truck. 9 laps to go. It's definitely going to stack the field up quite a bit. Throwing a block, and that's one thing. I mean, the AI have been so aggressive pretty much every track this season, but the last two, between Milwaukee last night and today at Kansas, Hornaday gets a run, looks low, either gets drilled on the front of his car by a bad block, or he has to enter so flat in the corner just to stay underneath the truck and just hope that they don't turn down into him in the middle of the corner. 3 wide off the exit of turn 2. There may have been contact up there. The field's stacking up. And there's another bad block by the 109. He gets launched into the outside wall. Contact with the 105 in the middle of the corner. Hornaday goes down to the apron and slow to miss everything. And a battle for 29th. The 107 truck. Hamilton deep into turns 1 and 2. Clear. At least he gained a couple positions out of it. I don't know that they're going to catch the 105 anymore the rest of the race. They may catch him one more time. The leaders may. New leader at the front of the field. One of the fantasy trucks. I believe the 178 is now leading. With 6 laps to go for the leaders. $85 tomorrow for Mid-Ohio. Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty much... I figured the weather was going to be about what it was at my house. Considering it was only an hour and a half north. 3 wide off the exit of turn 4 up ahead. Kept it off of each other. Kept it off the wall. 5 laps to go. Hornaday way to the apron. Through the tri-oval, trying to buy himself as much space as possible. Makes another pass, but not for position. He's catching up to the 117, who I believe is for position. But there's also a rival, Ron Hornaday, and has already tried to wreck Hornaday 3 separate times today. Has failed to do so all 3 times. Ron down low off the exit of the corner. Hornaday side drafted a truck down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2. He's up to 28th. Truck he just passed through turns 1 and 2, now for position. Hornaday does have fresher tires than the rest of the field on the restart, but just didn't take off well initially in the restart. Put it back in traffic a little more. and no shot of trying to race his way back on the lead lap. We're late enough now. Caution comes out. The race will likely end. He slips up the track, overdrives 1 and 2. We don't know what trucks are for position and are not. 22 are on the lead lap, so there is 5 more positions up for grabs that Hamilton, or Hornaday rather, can gain the rest of this race. Jackson Thomas, welcome to the stream. 2 laps to go to get to the white flag. The next one will be the checker. No cautions on the final lap. We've had just 1 yellow all day. Hornaday just keeps getting blocked and can't make passes. 4 wide, nearly off the exit of turn 4. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. They made it off the exit of that corner, and there was a position gain somewhere in there for Hornaday. He's up to 27. It's underneath the 110 truck. Slide job on him. That's not for position. Looking for more spots on the back straightaway. Into turn 3. Hornaday down to the bottom. Kevin Harvick up ahead. I think he's a spot. Hornaday not going to get there. Contact off turn 4 as they're 3 wide up ahead. And Hornaday will finish 27th at the line, 1 lap down. A little bit better than what I was looking for most of the end of the race, but not good enough. And Harold Jackson in the 178 truck has won at the Kansas Speedway today, taking the lead with just a handful of laps to go and winning today's race. He led 8 laps, and it was the final 8 laps a little after the restart, en route to his first victory of the season. And Harold Jackson will now make it 9 different winners for the Truck Series this season. 9 winners in 12 races, which includes 4 different winners of the 9 being fantasy drivers, and 5 wins apiece with those fantasy drivers. The 108 of George Teague has 2 wins. Chase Montgomery dominated the day. He led 80 laps, almost half the race, out of 167. He'll get the most laps led, 10 bonus points, but finishes second, unfortunately for himself. He was not able to go back-to-back after winning at Milwaukee the night before, which was his first win of the season. Bill Lester ends up finishing in 3rd. Todd Clover led a couple laps late, finishes 4th, and Eubanks rounds out the top 5. Deborah Renshaw finishes 6th. Ricky Craven 7th. Led 42 laps to start the race today. John Hamilton came back to finish 8th after his wreck. That was the only caution of the day. Ended up on his side in that wreck. Spencer Claiborne 9th, and Brandon Witt rounds out the top 10. Again, just 22 trucks finished on the lead lap. And Kevin Harvick finished 24th. Ron Hornaday 27th. If I would have realized Harvick was ahead, I would have tried to get the team orders in play for Hornaday to get around him at the end of the race, but I didn't realize Harvick got ahead of him on the restart. Doing another truck season? We are, but I still want to win the championship. And I don't know, 12 races to go. I'm going to be over 300 points out of first. At least in the Busch Series, I'm just over 200 back now with, you know, making up some ground there. And I also have more than 13 races left, like I do in the Truck Series. I think I have like 18 or 19 left in the Busch Series. Truck Series is the shortest of the 3 seasons, just 25 races. Only drivers at DNF today were Clausen, Shett, Shigeki, Hattori, Fisher. 4 drivers, blue engines in today's race. And DNF, 15 lead changes, just over an hour and a half total race time. But yeah, definitely bad luck tonight. It's been bad luck as of late as a whole for Hornaday this Truck Series season. 1 lap led in the last 5 races combined now. Next race will be at the Mr. Clean Speedway for the Sunset 200. I did have a top 10 there in the Busch Series. Fantasy track, which is basically Rockingham. So about a 1 mile Very, very rough, bumpy asphalt track. I think we'll have, hopefully, a good run there. We'll check out the point standings before I end the stream tonight. You got fireworks going on outside my house. I don't know if you can hear that going on right now. I didn't know those are supposed to be tonight. Why would you have them on a Saturday? When 4th of July is on Monday. Like, I get if you don't want to have them on Monday because it's a work night. But why not on Sunday when you know most people have off on Monday? I don't know. Regardless of the fact. They got fireworks going on right now. Ricky Craven with his top 10 is still leading the points. He's 53 points ahead of Brandon Witt, who also had a top 10 tonight. And John Hamilton, who came back to have a top 10, 112 out of first. Top 4 within one race worth of points of each other right now, about halfway through the season. And Ron Hornaday falls two spots in the standings from 10th in points back to 12th. He's actually tied for 11th with Bill Lester because Hornaday has 2 wins and Lester has none. Hornaday has a tiebreaker, so he's actually in 11th in points right now, but still lost 1 spot. And he goes from just over 200 points out to now over 300 points out, 352 points out of first. That is definitely a rough go for Ron Hornaday so far this season. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. There will be a live stream on the channel tomorrow night. It'll be NASCAR 21 Ignition at Road America, of course, with the actual Road America Cup race going on tomorrow. So that's why I will be streaming that next race on the NASCAR 21 Ignition final season there. Now, I will also say I will be at Mid-Ohio once again for the IndyCar race tomorrow afternoon. Therefore, I will not be able to actually make it home before the start of the Cup race at Road America. That is why I'm not doing live commentary for tomorrow's race. But the following weekend, I'll be doing live commentary for both the Xfinity race at Atlanta and the Cup race at Atlanta. And we'll get back in the swing of things of having consecutive weeks with Cup Series live race commentary streams. Thank you so much for watching again. As always, again, hit that like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Also follow me on Instagram, as stated from, I think, Wade Zielinski in the chat earlier. Very close to 100 followers there. I've kind of been stuck at like 92 to 94, basically, for about the last couple months. I never shout out my Instagram because I'm very rarely active on it, but I'll try to get more active on it, and if you guys want to follow me there as well, you could go ahead and do so. I think we should get to 100 followers. I'm sure not all of you guys are following me that are watching the stream right now, so be sure to do that as well. Check out the race vlog from earlier today that was uploaded. It was last weekend's dirt race at my local dirt track. My grandpa got inducted into the Hall of Fame there. Had gotten the chance to induct him into the Hall of Fame, so that was pretty cool. He unfortunately couldn't make it there, so I was there on his behalf, but needless to say, it was a cool experience and definitely an emotional one at that. But check out the stream. There's some racing from that night. Got up close and personal in the pits as well with one of the drivers who actually used to race for my grandpa, so he was more than welcome for me to take all the video footage that I wanted. So I got really up close to the car when they were making adjustments, especially before the feature started at the end of the night. They were making last change adjustments, and I mean, I basically got like right underneath the car with them, so that was awesome. So got some good shots there. With that, I will definitely be vlogging tomorrow's trip. There will be a race highlight video from tomorrow's IndyCar race on the channel tomorrow night as well after the Cup race, so tune in for that also. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow night.